Larry, we just talked about the 8K you put out this morning, potentially a $300 million hit in the first quarter because of coronavirus. Paint some color for us, if you will, about what you're seeing from your customers and their apprehension about traveling.
Well, it's really all of a sudden. I think through almost the entire month of February, our business was very solid. We were on track to drive unit revenue growth within our guidance, which was up 3.5% to 5.5% on a unit basis year over year. And end of last week, we started seeing very sharp declines. Of course, the stock market really reacted last week, and we had cases showing up in the United States. So not too shocking that we'd see some impact on our bookings, but our primary concern obviously is on having a safe environment for our customers and our employees, and we've stepped up our cleaning and disinfecting and sanitizing processes. So we've got a safe environment, and hopefully we'll get through this very quickly.
How dramatic was the fall off in bookings that you started to see last week?
Well, for the first quarter, as we reported this morning, in about a week's time, it amounted to several $100 million, we think. So we're guessing, since it's still early March. But it was a very noticeable, precipitous decline. It's continued on a daily basis. Hopefully this won't last very long, but it was definitely a concern.
Those bookings that are not happening, or the cancellations that came with them, are they primarily the business traveler, or is it leisure, or is it a mix of both?
It's a wonderful question. I really don't know, but what we do know is that there are a lot of business activities that are being canceled. There are conventions being canceled, meetings that are being canceled. So we're seeing those kinds of reports every day. You're seeing companies issuing travel bans, or just only essential travel. So I definitely think it's an overreaction, but nonetheless, it is happening, and something that it's hard to be totally prepared for. But a company like Southwest, financially, we're very prepared, and we'll obviously consider taking steps ourselves to manage through the financial aspect of this.
You've got a long track record with Southwest. You've seen a lot of things. Does this remind you more of SARS or of 9/11 in terms of the drop-off in demand and how long it may take for that demand to come back?
Well, and one thing to clarify is that we're still 97% domestic. And so what we're seeing is a drop-off in domestic travel, not international. SARS, 2003, we were all domestic at that point. I don't really remember any significant impact on our business with SARS, our MERS, or H1N1. We've been through several recessions in my 4 decades with the company. And so you do see a very sharp drop in business travel in a recessionary period. So this feels somewhat like that. Hopefully it'll be short-lived. 9/11 wasn't an economically driven issue for travel. It was more fear, quite frankly, and I think that that's really what's manifested this time. So I think there are elements of both, but it has a 9/11-like feel. Hopefully we'll get this behind us very quickly.
One last question. Many people are wondering if you guys and other airlines, as you see your planes potentially not filled to the point that you want, that you'll say, you know what, we're just going to start discounting tickets dramatically. Do you expect to see that either from Southwest or from the industry overall?
I don't know that it's a price issue. The economy is strong. People have money. They have the means to travel and to spend. This is they don't want to fly for the obvious reason. And so, no, I don't see us doing a lot of discounting. I think what we have the ability to do is to go out into the future and trim some of our flights. United announced a significant cut in their flying yesterday, and that's something that if this continues, I'm sure we'll consider.
And you'll look at potentially, I just want to be clear here, at this point you're not cutting capacity, but you're looking at that possibility as this continues, maybe in the next week, 2 weeks, so forth?
I think that's fair. Nothing to report today on that front. Again, we're just watching this on a daily basis. And as I said, this has simply materialized within the last week, where we've seen this weakness in bookings. And for all we know today, it could go back to normal in a fairly short period of time. So we'll just keep a close watch and we'll make a good decision here.
But no projection in terms of when you expect it to get back to normal?
Oh, none at all. I think what is encouraging is to see the number of new cases in China on the decline. And so that's over a several-month period. So, hopefully we won't see huge escalation in cases here in the United States. And I think that would be great evidence for travelers to base their future travel plans on. And hopefully we'll get that behind us quickly.
Gary Kelly, Chairman and CEO of Southwest Airlines.